Okay, let's take a look right now at eighth notes. Eighth notes are going to be receiving in 4/4 time a half a beat apiece, okay? And if you look at this eighth note page here, you'll see a little note with a stem and a flag on it. That's a single eighth note. See the little, like, looks almost like a little number 7? You see the eighth rest. And when you see the eighth rest, of course, you rest for a half a beat. When you see the eighth note alone, you play it for 1 beat. You'll see next to it, the next bar, you'll see a bunch of series of eighth notes. And they're always grouped in 2, 2, 2, 2 with a bar that comes across. So instead of having the flag that comes down, when you connect more than one eighth note together, you put a bar across. Okay? So when you're seeing any piece with eighth notes, you want to adjust your counting to now you have to count, instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, it gets a little bit more tricky. You've got to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because you have to take every single beat and make it divisible by 2, okay? Make it equal 2 parts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So even like when you have a bar that might not have eighth notes in it, as long as you have some bars within the piece that have eighth notes in it, I would still recommend counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for this, okay? Let's take a look at this. In the left hand, you can play just the single letters. Of course, there are chords in there that, later on you could put the 1/7s in and other things that we're working on. But right now, let's just focus in on the counting of the right hand while we play the single letters in here and watch how beautiful this is. Eighth notes will typically move quicker because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See it moving quicker. Those notes are moving right along, okay? Let's take a good listen here, okay? Here we go, right into it. Here we go, starting right off. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and. See that? Isn't that nice? So again, you're going to see second line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and. And I'm just playing the single letters here, which is really nice. So, and it adds a lot of, like, and you can play the single letters real low if you want. Let me play it again. I'll play these letters really low. Now, what you can do here is you can even play it up high. The left hand letters high. I kind of like it high. Isn't that nice right up in here? A lot of classical music has been written in the little two-part inventions where they're talking about two parts. So this left hand is playing what we call the root of the chord, adding a real nice substance into play with the melody. These eighth notes are so important that you understand how to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and be able to have each and every beat half marks, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and constantly. You want to make sure that you have control of each and every beat, okay? Let's play it one more time through. It's a great little piece, very musical, and you'll start seeing this into your tunes for sure that you'll be picking on your own. We have eighth notes. Then follow the eighth notes. We still have 16ths and triplets, and there's other values that we'll be getting to. But eighth notes is getting a little bit more advanced now. We know quarters, halves, dotted halves, wholes, time signatures. Now we're looking at this right here, where when you start getting into eighth notes, you have to set up a whole new feeling of counting. Eventually, you're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now, but eventually you'll feel it internally, where you'll just feel a pulse. You can almost feel it like down, up, almost like your foot tapping. 1 and 2 and 3 and a pulse, like a heartbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. it will become very internalized, so you don't have to sit there and count so diligently. Okay, let's try it one more time. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and get that? Isn't this great? It's something that I think you're going to find that is going to be a very important lesson, because eighth notes are going to sit with a lot of material you're going to be looking at, and it's really important to be able to understand how to take beats now and break them into parts, because not everything's going to be laying with just quarter notes. Now we're going to get into more complex rhythms, and this is the beginning of it. Okay, so enjoy eighth notes, give it the time, go slow, understand each and every beat, how to divide it equally. Okay.